Another video today. Today we're going to talk about are you working for free as a dance teacher? Is there's a lot of things that you have to volunteer and you're asked to volunteer. So I found this on Reddit. A lot of studios do different things. So let's just read a little bit what people have to say. Pay to work recital. Hi all, just wondering if your studios pay the dance teachers to work recital weekend or are you expected to volunteer your time for recital? What about for competition weekends? Thanks in advance. Yeah, that's pretty common where they ask you to volunteer. A lot of the studios ask you to volunteer for a lot of things.
Is that right, dear?
But not all places. So each studio has a different, and I'll talk about it in a second. Not all places ask you to volunteer. I've been in both situations where I get paid, maybe not a full day of work, but I do get paid per dance. So if I have, which is hard too, it's not as easy. Let's say you have a dance at 10 a.m. and then you have a dance at 7 p.m. You still get a certain amount of money per dance.
Unless you have a lot of dances, then it makes sense that then in an hour you can have like a couple of dances and you can make a good amount of money. But if you don't and then you have to spread them out, then yeah, it is a long time to wait.
Okay, so this one has 16 comments. So this is another person. We get paid when we're required to be there for recital, but we are welcome to volunteer other times. I get paid half my teaching rate as I am not actually teaching while I'm there. I pay my teachers their hourly rate for recital, so $45 to $50 an hour. That's pretty good. But this is atypical.
I agree. That's really atypical.
I have worked at a ton of studios, recreational, competition, and ballet only, and only ever was paid for recital at one of
Are
them.
you serious right now?
Yeah, it's really hard when you have to volunteer because let's say the same day that there's a dance competition and a recital, let's say that you work at two places, which is what has happened to me, and I can't just cancel my whole night. I've done it that I cancel or I find somebody to, not that I cancel, I just find somebody else to teach my classes, which it means that I'm not getting paid. So we also we're not required to go to the dance competitions, but then the parents complain that we're not at a dance competition. But then the parents have to understand that we volunteer. So we're paying for parking, we're paying for food at the dance competition if we're there all there, or we have to, if you bring food, but still, and you pay for your gas, parking, or sometimes there's you might get towed.
There is never parking spots at this competitions.
So yeah, it sometimes is.
Honestly, it's just too much!
I think most teachers, they want to be there for their students. I want to be there for my students. I want to be there to prepare them mentally to run their dances and to be their support, because it's not the same to have the teacher who you've been working the whole year. You've been preparing a whole year for this moment, and not being there is also not good. You know, I'm pretty sure kids perform different if you have your teacher there. And I did when I was younger, you know? So it's not about the teacher don't want to be there. We want to be there. But sometimes it's just a matter of that it's too expensive. So let's say if I have to go and drive to a competition that it's an hour away, or it's right downtown Toronto. So then I have to pay $50 just for the parking, $30. Plus I live about an hour away. So that adds up. You know, it's not that we don't want to be there, it's that sometimes it's more expensive. It's very expensive for us to be there, and then we might be losing a lot of money. So not only we're putting money from our own pocket, but we also are losing money not teaching. So it's a really hard balance. And sometimes we have to sacrifice not being there for our students. But we do want to be there. and the parents have to understand that we do want to be there, but sometimes we just can't afford to be there.
So let's see. I want to read a little bit more. Um, this I wasn't paid for. So when another teacher and I took over, we not only pay our teachers but give them a bonus and one at Christmas.
That is how it is done.
That's really nice. Yes, I have gotten bonuses before at Christmas, and it's really, really nice. And I also, in a different studio that I used to work a long time ago, I used to get bonuses, and then something switched. We get a card saying we have made a donation on your behalf.
And I was like, okay, thank you, but who gets the receipt for that? And the dog taxes? Not me, it's you. So
Thanks a lot.
That was something. I'm gonna keep going with this. Um, I get paid my full wage to attend anything outside my classes. Picture day, rehearsals, teachers' meetings, exams, competitions, and all shows. I know this isn't the norm, but I have been an artistic director for a nonprofit school for the past 30 years, and I set it up that way for all our teachers. The difference is we don't have an owner, so even though we're able to keep our fees low, we still have a fair amount of cash to put back into the school each year. Okay, so this is really interesting because there's no owner. So I'm wondering how they set up this school. This person also says when COVID hit, we had a reserve in the bank of $250,000 for a rainy day, which allowed us to pay our teaching staff for the duration, and it also means we can keep high quality staff. Sometimes nonprofits are tricky, but if you do it right, really, it's a great option for starting a new studio while being able to hire the best teachers your area has to offer. Okay, so yes, so this is a nonprofit.
yeah, this is that's really nice. That's really nice.
Um, Another person says, "Oh, I refuse to do absolutely anything for free. They are charging parents. They need to factor in employee costs."
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, there's a place where I do get paid before we actually volunteer. Now, if you're actually working, then you get paid your miscellaneous rate,
Yes, that is exactly how you do it.
which is good. So things sometimes studios, when they're really, really small, they might not be able to afford it, and they ask you to volunteer. And as the studios grow bigger and they have more clients, they are able to pay better their workers.
At least that's what you hope.
So that makes sense. But still, it's really hard to ask people to just work for free and put actually money out of their own pocket. So if you have to, again, if you have to drive to the dance competition, who's paying for your gas?
Make it rain! Woo! That's how we do it! Perfect!
Okay, let's just keep reading. This person says, I get paid 31 an hour, and our studio pays us over holidays as well, which is atypical at 21 an hour. It could differ per teacher, but this is my rate for now since we get a $1 raise each year. For recital, we get paid our holiday rate, which I think is fair since each teacher averaged 3 to 4 dances per recital. We have five 1 hour shows through the span of 2 days. Our competitions, we get paid 120 for half days, which is 6 hours, and 220 for full days, which is plus 6 hours.
That's actually so good.
Yeah, to get paid that much. Our studio owner pays for our food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, depending on just how long the day is. Hotel and travel.
Wow, that's amazing.
We also have 401ks. I love this studio because teaching dance is a real job and they pay us like it. Don't even work for free no matter how passionate you are.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so where are you?
That's probably on the States. I'm gonna say probably in the States, like US. So I'm in Canada, so it's different. This is my hope. I really hope that um, teachers, they are paid better, that they're not underpaid or asked to volunteer all the time. Please comment. This is very important because we have to help each other. We have to make sure that we are building a community where we change things for better. So thanks for watching so much. If you like this channel, don't forget to subscribe so I can bring you more videos like this. And I will see you in the next video.